what's up you guys? Welcome back. Today's video is a story time. This actually happened to me last week. I was going to record this the day after it happened, but it freaked me out so much that I didn't choose to pull out the camera until today. So here is my first paranormal experience story. Last Wednesday started off pretty much like every day of my life. I get up at 7, I go to work. I get off of work at, I think last week I got off at 3:30, and I normally come home, I shower, put on something more comfortable, and I head to my parents' house because Wednesdays and Sundays are the days I go to my parents' house. But for some reason last Wednesday I really didn't want to go. I just wanted to stay home in bed, watch Netflix. And that's what I decided to do. How long was I in bed for? Like 5 hours watching Switched at Birth. I think that's what I was watching. I think I had to finish the series, and I looked up and it was like 8:30, and I was like, oh well, kind of too late to head over to their house. I think I'm gonna go to bed. So got up, took a shower, put my pajamas on, and got back in bed. And I was sitting up in bed trying to find something to watch on YouTube, and this smell just kind of came into my room, and I don't know how to describe the smell. I tried to describe it to my parents, to describe it to the people who work in the front office of my apartment building, and I don't know what it was. But for some reason my anxiety levels shot through the roof. I started to panic, I started to cry. I thought it was carbon monoxide. I called my dad. My dad did not answer the phone. So I called my mom, and I knew she was at work, but I called her anyways, and she picked up, and she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, there's a strange smell in my room. I think it's carbon monoxide. Do you know what carbon monoxide smells like? And then as I'm asking her the question, you know, freshman year biology, sophomore year chemistry pops into my head. It's like, oh, carbon monoxide doesn't have a smell. You wouldn't be smelling it. But you know, when anxiety gets to you, anything and everything makes sense when it really doesn't. So she was like, well, look it up and then call me back. And so I looked it up for like a good 20 minutes, and I found one article that said that's like, if it's a carbon monoxide buildup, then it'll smell like burning wood. And all of a sudden my brain just went, oh my god, it smells like burning wood in here, you need to get out. So I called my mom back, and I'm crying, and I'm like, it smells, the website said it was carbon monoxide, I'm gonna die. And she was like, all right, just come over to the house. And I was like, okay. So I like shoved my work clothes and everything I needed into my backpack, grabbed my keys, turned all the lights off, and I ran out and I went to my parents' house. And I got there and all the lights were out, and I called my mom, and she was like, I'll be home in a couple minutes. I just got off cells. She's like, just go and make yourself comfortable. I was like, alright. So I went inside, and those of you who watch my Snapchat, you guys can add me on my social medias down below. You guys saw my Snapchat story where whenever I go to my parents' house, I'm always in this back room, and everything in the back room is basically things my dad had when he was in the Marines. Just you know, he's got like this huge sack of Marine stuff he had. And also back there is my grandpa's couch, his rug, and his death certificate. Keep that in mind. That's gonna come up. So I go back there, I'm watching TV. My mom gets home, she's like, we're making tacos tonight. And I was like, I really don't feel like eating, mostly because I'm antsy and I have to be up at 7 and I have to sleep on a couch. So I already knew I was gonna be uncomfortable. I was like, okay, let me just go to sleep. So I ended up watching TV till about 11:30, and I was like, alright, it's too late, I gotta get up early, time to go to sleep. So turn the TV off, turn all the lights off, and I lay down on the couch, and I'm laying there, and I'm just, you know, trying to doze off, and eventually I go to sleep. and I don't know how long I was asleep for, but something wakes me up, and it's rustling, someone going through the cabinets in the kitchen is what I hear. And basically the layout of my parents' house, it's the back room, which is my dad's man cave, which is where I was, the kitchen, the garage, the living room, the hallway, the second hallway, and in that hallway are my brother's bedroom, my sister's bedroom, my mom's and dad's bedroom, and a guest bathroom. And so I'm laying there, I'm like half awake, but the light is on in the kitchen, and I hear someone in the cabinet. So the first thing that popped in my head was, oh, my dad is in the kitchen making something to eat. So I go back to sleep. I guess like 30 minutes later, I wake up and I hear like someone shaking or banging on the garage door, and I'm like, how can they not hear this? It is so loud, but there are no voices, and I'm hearing it, and it's constant. It went on for 5 minutes, just like, I don't know how to make the metal sound. I just like kind of like that, just but like louder, like more garage noise. But it was like, I'm like, how can they not hear that? Why am I the only one hearing this? So I decided, I was like, you know what, I don't even want to know what it is. I'm gonna go back to sleep. So I go back to sleep, and all of a sudden something just wakes me up out of nowhere. I just wake up, and the couch is like really low to the ground, to the point where if I were to just drop my hand off the couch, I would be touching the floor. And I wake up, and I'm looking straight in front of me, and it's dark and I can't see, but I can hear someone walking on the carpet just towards me. And I immediately panic, pull a sheet over my head, and was like, okay, don't know what that was. Someone's in here. I hear them walking, and I'm still hearing them walking as I'm sitting. I was up, like, have the sheet over my face. I can still hear them. And eventually I'm like, you know what, you're crazy, go to sleep. So, as the sheet is still over my head, I end up dozing back off. 5 minutes later, I promise y'all, I hear 2 knocks on the door, and the door to my dad's man cave, it's 2 glass doors, and they've got like wooden squares on them. And I hear someone knock on the door twice, and normally from where I was sleeping on the couch, I would have to open my eyes, tilt my head up to look at the door, and I looked and no one was there, but the kitchen light was on. So I was like, alright, you know what, there's something in here. I don't want to be in this room anymore. I'm gonna go sleep with my little sister. I'm not gonna get in the bed with my parents. I'm 20 years old. No. So I grab my pillow, my blanket, I walk out, and I'm just feeling like I'm being watched. Oh my gosh. My phone just scared me. Oh my god, that was not okay. Let me put that on silent. Okay. Whew, where was it? Okay. So I walk out of my dad's man cave, and I walk through the kitchen, through the living room, and it's dark. But I feel like something is lurking in the shadows. Not trying to be weird or anything, but that's literally what I felt like. And I ended up turning on all the lights. I checked the door, the front door and the garage door. Nothing was unlocked. Everything was locked and bolted. So I was like, alright, maybe I'm tired. Let me check and see what time it is. So I grabbed my phone, and it's 1:32. So I'm like, okay, I haven't been asleep that long. Maybe I am just tired. Maybe I'm not used to sleeping somewhere else, since I have been in my own apartment for about a month. For over a month now. And so I walk back down the hall, and it's dark, and I peer into my brother's room, and he's asleep. I peer into my parents' room, and I see my little sister in the bed with him. So I'm like, alright, I've got her bed all to myself. So I go in her room, I push all her toys and stuff off the bed. And normally when I sleep in that back room, I have every door closed. The TV stand doors are closed, the closet doors are closed, and the bedroom door is closed. My sister's room was so messy, I couldn't close any of those doors, so I ended up sleeping with all those doors open. no, I don't do that. I hate that. So I get in the bed, you know, and I'm kind of just, alright, I'll go to sleep. So I end up going to sleep, and I wake up because I hear thunder and lightning. I'm like, alright, it's raining. Awesome, I love rain. Go back to sleep. Wake up about 2 hours later to someone tapping on my leg. It wasn't a muscle spasm. I know what a muscle spasm feels like. This was someone tapping on my leg to get my attention, and it was like, go like this on your arm, that like as hard as you can. That's what I felt on my leg. That was not a muscle spasm, and it was so hard, and it felt so human that I woke up and I was like, what? And I turned to look behind me because I was laying on my stomach and no one was standing there. So I'm like, alright, this is crazy. I gotta go to work. I'm going back to sleep. So go back to sleep, and I wake up and I'm on my back. I don't sleep on my back. That was probably the weirdest thing to ever wake up, to find myself on my back. And not only am I on my back, but my arm is stretched out like this. What? This still blows my mind, even a week later. And when I look to, and I'm like reaching for something. I don't know what I'm reaching for. And when I look towards where my hand is reaching towards, it's just a black mass, and you can't see through it. But I'm looking at it, and there's no shape. It's just a black mass. And I'm reaching for it, and as I'm awake, I start to sit up and reach it, really reaching towards it, and something just snaps at me, and I take my arm back, and I'm just holding my arm, and I blink, and it's gone. And I'm like, what is going on? What is this? And so I'm like, alright, you know what? I'm not going back to sleep. I grab my phone. I'm like texting away. Nobody's awake. All my friends live in Atlanta. No one's awake. My parents aren't awake. My siblings aren't awake. So I'm like, I'm just stuck here. So 7 o'clock rolls around. I get up, take a shower, go to work. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, no one knows what just happened to me. I don't even know what just happened to me. And I have no one to tell, because no one in my family believes in the paranormal. If you guys know me, I'm a huge paranormal junkie. Every Saturday, I plant myself in front of the TV. I'm watching something scary until it's too scary, and I'm like, I have to go to bed. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this story time, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below any scary experiences you guys have. I love reading scary stuff, but I only read it when the sun is out. So yeah, what the fuck? Something is in my apartment, and something doesn't want me to finish the story time, so there might be another ghost story time coming soon. So anyways, I will see you guys the next time I decide to pull out my camera. Remember to upload something. Until then, bye bye.